We already got one person up and running, huh? Funny. I know, as soon as I clicked on, there was already one person. Is that you?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey people, it's Mad Mags, aka the man with no plan. Here from House of Invertebrates, just doing another bullshit live stream. Figure chatting, talking, bullshitting. You know, talk about the world, talk about spiders, talk about people, talk about yourself. Just talk. Not a whole lot going on, so. Not a whole lot going on. We got a football game going on. What is that?
That's football.
Football. It's football. Is that the Cowboys? I don't know football.
Yeah.
Prescott. Got a little National Lampoon's Vacation. That's a good one too. Hey there, April Fools. How you doing today? I didn't know John Hughes did the screenplay for that. I knew Harold Ramis directed it though. Good. Not bad, not bad. I'm just bullshitting. Figure I'd do a live stream and see what's all going on with people. See who shows up, who don't. See what anybody's got to talk about. You get any invertebrates? I did see you had a video on your YouTube of a Honduran curly hair drinking water. You still have that spider? It was a big tank that thing was into. Big tank. I swear to God, that tank had been like that. It was big. Oh, you still have that one. How's male or female? Female. Still in that big ass tank. That thing was huge. That tank was massive. Like that wide, this long, this tall. It was a big tank for a spider that's probably like that big. Still pretty groovy though. Oh God, what is it? It's like what, 4, 5 o'clock. Yes, Brachiopelma albopilosum. Species Honduran curly hair. It looked like a Honduran. It didn't look like a Nicaraguan. Although it probably could have been confused for a Nicaraguan being the size it was. Still in that big ass tank. Ah! That's a big one. That was a big tank. Cool looking tank though. It actually looked like it was like a little savanna scenery. Had like driftwood on one side, a bunch of little grass sticking out of a lot of places, rock water dish on one side in the middle, and then off to the other side there was a rock hide, it looked like. Yeah, pretty interesting. Check out April. It's the only video she has. I assume it's female. Shouldn't assume that. The only video April Fool has on the channel. Don't assume stuff, Dustin. Yeah, the really big tank. Because all cartoons are fucking dicks. Oh, okay. That thing was huge. Huge. That'd have been a great tank for Theraphosa sturmei or Theraphosa blondie. Or Lasiodora or an Acanthoscuria, actually. Any of the large, that would work really well with any of those large terrestrials, especially. Especially, like, honestly, I think an Acanthoscuria geniculata would work really well with Brocklehursti in there. I think they only got like 8 inches, I think. So having like a 2.5 foot tank with an 8-inch spider, perfect. Put a centerpiece in there, do a breeding tank too, as well, if you wanted. Yeah, I plan to breed. Kind of can't wait to start getting reptiles, but I gotta wait till I get back to Nebraska to start doing that again, because I just don't have the room right now. I'm already running out of room as is with what I have for the tarantulas I have. I'm gonna get. I want to start off with some leopard geckos and ball python, maybe a red-tailed boa. I don't know. I would honestly like to start off with something interesting, possibly a red-tailed boa, ball python, and a single or a couple of leopard geckos would be awesome. It just starts getting expensive when you start getting into reptiles because they need more. You got lighting. You got to worry about lighting. You got to have heat lamps. Got to have heat pads. Good sized cage always. You know, I mean, they're not like invertebrates, so you can't keep them in small spaces all the time. The larger they get, I mean, as long as they have a good hide, place to lay around and sunbathe on something or around something, good light on one side, and a big water dish. Yeah. Now the substrate thing, I don't know. I see a lot of people using the repti carpets for their snakes and lizards. Yeah, they are more costly. You're going to be looking at more lights, so you're going to be using more electricity than you would with invertebrates. With the invertebrates, you have a room, you set up some shelves, you put them in tanks, you set up a wow, why can't I think of what that's called now? I have one. A space heater. Sorry. You set up a space heater and there you go. But with reptiles, you got to have like the basking lights and larger tanks because they end up, I mean, spider that gets 12 inches, right? Is okay and fine with being confined in a 14 by 14 by 14-inch cube, or even a 16 by 12 by or 16 by 14 cube is fine. But with snakes, they got to have some strength, like 2 foot, so 24 by 18 by 10, or 18 by 12. That's actually really big. Actually, I don't even know what I'm talking about there. That's massive. All right, 20 by 14, 20 by 4. I just want to give my creatures anything I have. I want to give them room. I guess my thought on all it is I want to give them room so they have room to roam about if they feel like doing that. I don't like putting slings in large things, but when they get about an inch, I don't see a problem with putting them in something. Like you got an inch to 2-inch species. I don't see a problem with putting them in something that's a 12 by 8 by 10. You know what I mean? It gives them a little bit of room, the depth. If they're a burrowing species, give them depth to burrow, room to go with the long tunnels. Like a 3.5 gallon tank, 5 gallon tank. I've always seen to be fine. Like when I first picked up Miss Shiva, I believe she was in a 3.5 gallon tank, and that actually worked out really well for a while until she got too big. Plus, she was a burrower, so she wanted the depth. So you fill it halfway or just a little over halfway, and then they do some amazing tunnels. That's probably my fascination with a lot of old worlds too, because a lot of old worlds are phosphorials. I don't have a single old world arboreal. I don't think space is bad, but I do think you need to watch your pet to see how he is adapting. Yes, to make. No, I want you to see it. I want you to make sure that they still feel comfortable and secure. Hence why multiple hiding spaces. It works well with leopard geckos and stuff like that too. So multiple hiding spaces will make them feel comfortable as well. I've noticed when I have a bare tank with just substrate, they tend to be kind of skittish without stuff to hide under. If you have a decent tank with a single hide, they still tend to be skittish depending on species, but it also depends on the character. The character is probably the biggest because you have what they call species traits or characteristics, and then you have single traits and characteristics. Let's take Vicularia, a New World arboreal species. Uh, they're called poop cannons. They love to shoot poop. I have two. I haven't had either one of them do that. That's a characteristic species trait. Sorry, that's a species trait to be a poop cannon. Where my two individuals don't show that. Not that they don't have it, but they don't show that trait of the species. So the individual or their characteristic trait is more of just being there. And I mean, I don't mess with my vicularies to the point where they're going to want to shoot at me. And even in rehousing, hey, what's up, Pablo? How you doing? Even in rehousing of my vicularies, they were Smoke was really calm and really good. He just went up, out, in, and that was it. Um, a characteristic trait of Smoke, calm for being a male, and not very skittish either. Um, Tonic blonde, um, but the species trait is being poop cannons, where my two have individual characteristics of not doing it. I mean, if they do it, I don't see it ever, and they don't do it against me. And I've also heard that it's also a defense mechanism, like how a lot of New Worlds have urticating hairs on their abdomens where they'll kick them. Some have urticating hairs on their pedipalps where they'll rub them on you. Some shoot poop at you, you know. Uh, it all, like all genus and species have genus and species characteristic traits, but then each individual tarantula has its own personality and characteristic traits. So, it's a poop cannon. Fucking Beavis and Butthead. Yeah, she's like poop cannon, poop. But let's just take. I'm trying to think of one. Lacidora parahybonus. Okay, let's take the Lacidora parahybonus. I have two. Both show traits of being skittish. They are also small, which you do need to keep that in mind. That every time they molt, it seems like their personality changes. So every time their growth cycle ends and a new one starts, it's like a whole new personality. He's not allowed to say fire on TV no more. Fire, I like fire. But yeah, it's interesting to see the different characteristic traits of species, different characteristic traits of genuses, and then individual traits like Mishiva. I talk about Mishiva pretty much constantly because this was my first tea. She was my first experience and gave me, honestly, the experience on why I have such an addiction to buying them now. People have an addiction to beer and pot and cocaine and all that. I am now completely and utterly addicted to buying tarantulas. And I drink beer. So, but I use her because I've seen a lot of your NC my NC barely goes into the burrow. My little itty bitty NC that I picked up a few days back or a week back or something like that. I've seen them in the burrow twice, I think. Spends more time next to it. It's pretty cool. I like it. But like they're right there. Right there. It shows two different personality traits on the same genus. Possibly, I don't know if you the Neotheliense, the olive or gold. I don't read that all the way. You should probably check that out. Then just NC. Is it the? I don't know if it really matters if it's the gold or the olive. Olive. Yeah, I think I have the olive too. I hope I have the olive. I like the olive. I like the colors of the olive. I like olive, the color. My Cambridge. Oh, oh, hold on. I straight up got a boner on that one. My bad. Both are the same, yeah, just different colors. Speaking of olive, I have a new mole, and it is mine Cambridge, who literally molted last night, yesterday, more than likely. Oh, still has that olive color. Loving it. Oh. But yeah, if you can see that those fangs are red as hell. So that is super, that orange mouth, that the little orange bit right here is the mouth, and above it is the red fangs. Oh yeah, this is my DIY critter keeper. I just filled in the slots with glue and across the front, drilled holes across the side and across the top, as you can see here, here, and here. And I drilled a single one in the back. Don't ask why. Don't ask why, because I don't know my stuff. That happens. But yeah, dude. Oh man, I pulled this out yesterday. I pulled this out and I looked at her. I had to literally put the tank back down onto the table because my heart was just like, oh. I literally fell over. I was like, oh my god, she molted and she's big. But, sorry, I don't mean to shake you that much, baby. Man, I gotta go put her back for her. You know, she's still super soft. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked about that. Shit. I don't know. I mean, that's my Facebook. I have a job interview. That's another good news. I guess I have a job interview Monday, tomorrow. That's good news. I feel pretty confident about it. I mean, um, cheeseburgers and cold beer. It sounds like a really dumb name, but well, no, not as I don't think it's dumb because I honestly it really screams America. You know, cold beer, cheeseburgers, hot dogs, pizza, baseball, America. I don't know. It's not all right. Now that I mean, my first initial thought was like that's kind of a cheap, lame name, but now that I sit and think about it, I go, it screams American. It screams, come eat some cheeseburgers, get drunk on our cold beer, and have some goddamn fun. America with Chinese beers. I actually like Chinese beer. I do. Sauteng is one of my favorite Chinese beers. Or Tsingtao, sorry. Tsingtao is one of my favorite Chinese beers. It is my favorite Chinese beer, actually. Good. That's the only Chinese beer I've had. It's kind of a skunky one, so it's been so long since I had it. I wonder if I can find that now. That makes me want to get some. Yeah, that also makes me want to get some Red Stripe too. I like Red Stripe. Yeah, I like Red Stripe. Red Stripe. Yeah. I mean, that's not really a beer. I think it's a lager. I don't know alcohol like that to tell you the difference between a beer and a lager or malt liquor, because honestly, all three to me taste exactly the same. The 99 bottles of Coke and Pepsi. You mean the 99 Pepsi cans and the one Coca-Cola can? Oh, hold on. There's my shameless product placement there. Here's another shameful product placement. Sweet Tarts! And that was upside down. I didn't show you that shit upside down and backwards. There we go. Sweet Tarts! Yeah, I'm still a big kid. I like candy. What can I say? What can I say? You know what? The best advertising is by mouth. And it's always free. That shit is good. Because they're no artificial flavors, no artificial colorings. They are a cherry punch with a new look. They are sweet tart ropes, soft and chewy. Actually, really fucking good too. Another shameless Twizzlers. I wish they were bowling peel, but that's all right. I don't have a joke for Twizzlers. Sorry.
I didn't even look at those ones I just grabbed. I was like, on sale?
Okay. Because I like Twizzlers. Always April Fool. Fuck myself again. So Pablito, what are you up to, man? What have you been doing over there in New York, on the other side of the country? Is it snowing? God, these are really good. I can't stop eating them now. I only got a couple left. 6 left. Oh, God. All right, so not only am I a tarantula addict, I'm a sugar addict as well. Not much, yeah. You talked to your mom today and see if the snow was blowing from the south or the west or north. Why did I say south? Snow doesn't come from the south. Rochester. And you don't have a lot of snow? No, back in Nebraska, I know there's like a blanket of snow. Probably about like an inch thick, maybe. Looks gorgeous. I'm so missing the snow. So missing the snow. Yeah. Canada, huh? It's about time, eh? Are they? Oh, Niagara Falls, right? Now I want to watch Not Happy. Damn French Canadians. You know, I like that guy who plays in Taxi. Have you guys watched Super Troopers 2? It's the same guy, eh? Yep, okay. So you probably know what I'm talking about. Pablo. Have you watched Super Troopers 2? Like that guy. That guy's the Danny DeVito's guy. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. He's like, I like that. But you know, I like this guy. He's in the Always Sunny's in Philadelphia's. That's the same guy. So, I can honestly only name you one of the 3 actors in that scene, and it's Will Forte. Oh, is it Will Forte? Or yeah, it's not Will Arnett. The heavyset guy with the bald head who's fucking with the the 2 French Canadians fucking with the plain Canadian. Same guy, eh? If you haven't seen that movie, Pablo, watch it, especially if you enjoy fucking laughing your ass off. I'm honestly thinking that the second one's more. I feel like the second one's better than the first. Honestly. Yeah, I honestly feel that the second Super Troopers is better than the first Super Troopers. Although I feel like you couldn't have done Super Troopers 2 first, or any version of that, because there was no Will Sasso. That's it, Will Sasso. But you couldn't do. I don't think you could do Super Troopers 2 without the first one letting everybody know. Oh, I see. I remember, if I love the movie, it stays locked up here. Shit, I can still do lines from Basketball. And that movie came out. Speaking of, it's about to put Basketball on now.
Great suggestion.
It's funny.
Thank you, babe. Yummy.
Yes, they are delicious.
We should get outside to get out. It's gorgeous.
I think we will. What time is it now?
2:27.
2:27. I don't know what we'll do though.
You want to take a walk?
I can.
What time?
Well, I'm pretty sure you guys are getting tired of watching me just chew my face off. So I'm getting hungrier because these candies are just making me hungrier. We got burgers. Yeah, it's burger time. All right, guys. Like I said, this is Mad Mags, aka the man without the plan, meaning I don't have a plan ever. I just run on improv and improvisation. So I got my hair going there, guys. Jew curls, my gerls. You think that's why they named Jerry Curl that way? Jew curl, Jerry curl. Gerls. My gerls. Gotta love my gerls. And again, I'm still eating the damn things.
I've still contained myself because I'm like, I want one. But I'm like, that's history. No. No. Yours.
She doesn't catch.
That is some bullshit. You fucking know it. That is some bullshit. I am very good at doing that. Don't even. No.
She said, you can hear this, right? She catches. She caught it. She caught it. All right, guys. I don't know. I might come back on later on again. From coming to yes. So glow. What does dumb fuck mean? Fucking awesome line. It's pretty much right in the beginning. As soon as I get here, what does dumb fuck mean? You also got to love the characters they also played inside there, other than let's see if I can remember his name. Keem and ooh, wow. I cannot think of Arsenio Hall's character's name. Yep, so glow. Let your soul glow. So glow. Oh God. Coming to America. That was a good fucking film, actually. I miss the 80s movies. I do. Pink Cadillac. I think that was late 70s, early 80s?
Mid-80s?
Mid-80s? I don't know. I like Pink Cadillac. That's a great one. With Clint Eastwood. You know, his son's not too shabby. His son's no Clint, but he's not bad. I'll give him that. Scott Eastwood is pretty good. He's no Clint, but you can't replace Clint. You also can't replace Lee Van Cleef. So whatever happened to Lee, you know? That's a good song, too. If you're not too sure what I'm talking about, Primus, the album Green Naga hide, and the song is Lee Van Cleef. Lee Van Cleef. Oh, I missed something here. Yeah, he looks a lot like him. I don't know if I'd say Xerox. Clint has just got this. I don't know. There's something about Clint's face, man. You can't beat Clint's face. It's like Lee Van Cleef, dude. Oh, all right. So I'm gonna continue to talk about Lee Van Cleef because Lee Van Cleef is one of my favorite, bad guys. Played in a lot of Western movies as well. Lee Van Cleef. Ooh, shit. Speaking of Westerns, who was that? I can't remember. Blazing Saddles. You remember who played the sheriff in Blazing Saddles? I know he died. God damn, what was his name? I don't know. Check out Blazing Saddles. The sheriff is fucking hilarious. Actually, the whole damn movie is hilarious. The Mel Brooks directed and written film. Cleavon Little.
Oh my god.
He's funny. It doesn't matter Blazing Saddles or any of the other movies I've seen him in. He is funny as hell. Cleavon Little is.
You need to see this picture of Mel Brooks.
Oh, Mel probably looks horrible. Mel probably looks so old right now.
Very old.
Like Wicked Witch of the West.
Close.
Oh my god. Woo! Mel.
And we'll all get there.
Bam! Mel Brooks, ladies and gentlemen. Mel Brooks. This dude is like a god of directors and comical writing. Yeah, it's gonna hurt when he dies. It's gonna kill me. All right, guys, I'm gonna catch you. This is Mad Mags. As I said before, I am the man with no plan.